Audio 1, 2, 3. Audio test. Audio test. Yeah. Hello. I think someone adjusted everything. Audio test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try one of the other one. Test, test, test. Yeah, we're not. Test, test, test. Test 1, 2. Test, audio test. Audio. Audio test. No audio. It's registered, but it's not broadcasting it here in the room. So, yeah, that's an issue, unless we all want to use a megaphone. Um, Council audio, Ed Seneca. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so it's picking it up. Hi, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to fill this out.
Yeah.
The sub-listing, results released, mail.
I'm sorry, you're asking
For
for.
a sub-listing, like who's submitting bid?
So we'll open the bids, and my assistant Matthew, he can make a copy of the bids for you. We don't usually read into the records as subbers, but he can provide a copy of the bids once they're open.
After the fact?
Yeah,
you get a
exactly.
copy. Cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
So he can hear on.
yeah, he
Zoom.
can hear you, yeah.
Okay.
So then that means you won't be able to anyone that's calling in.
We won't be able to have a dialogue with any of the attendees. Unless, well, what we could do is, I could do the workaround where I sign in on Zoom.
So is it
Hi, President Garcia. How are you? But it's not coming through here. Yeah, yeah. So even the Zoom attendee.
so you think they unplugged something? Whoever used this. I think they unplugged it.
I don't know. Something must have been changed because on Friday we're on, right? I didn't. It is, yeah. Zoom can hear me when it's out, free, but it's not being broadcast in the room. And then when we do try and have an exchange, I mean, I can see it working on Verizon. No, you don't have. I emailed, the only contact that I have is the Santa Cruz consulate. I just emailed them with urgent. Hey, how's it going, Matthew? We're having some audio issues. We're going to need to address that before we pick up. Test, test, test. It's not a long agenda, Dr. Davis, maybe an hour and a half, but we're having some we're having some technical issues that we need to address prior to being able to start the meeting.
Everybody, good morning, oh, this is the problem, right? We don't have,
I mean, they can hear us, so when you're,
good morning,
they can hear you on Zoom,
but not here.
but we can't hear, no one in the room can hear you.
Okay.
I can speak loudly on that.
Yeah, I was just,
Good morning to our attendees who are joining us via the virtual platform. We have some technical issues that we need to straighten out prior to being able to kick off this morning's meetings. Just bear with us and we should get started in the next 10 minutes or so. Thank you.
Good morning.
Do I give this to someone?
They look, sorry, they look turn on, but
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the light comes on, but you can't hear it.
No, they said that I had to contact someone else at Santa Cruz, said that I had to contact Peter Padul, so I sent him an email just now. This is becoming a delay.
I'm also going to the general counsel. I said it would be. Okay.
The person that he referred me to, Peter Padul, sometimes works from home, so I don't know that there are other folks in this group that have the expertise. Yeah, we can do that. I don't think, see, my concern is that the microphones not broadcasting on these speakers up here really have nothing to do with us, with our Zoom, or with us.
or that
As long as those switches are flipped up. Even if the switches are not flipped up, you can hear it in the room when we record pretty much all the time. Yeah. It could be unplugged somewhere, but I wouldn't know how to troubleshoot that. Yeah.
We don't have an in-house engineer,
We do not. We have Tammy, and she's on vacation today.
and she doesn't have an assistant.
She does not.
Budget.
We're toast.
Yeah, well, we need to, the budget runs the place,
Yeah.
and that's the problem. It's all about the budget and not about what we need. So she had an assistant. then she could be on vacation and it would be an issue. But now it's an issue. That she
Or
can be-
she could have trained someone
Yeah, well,
else
her
to,
assistant,
right?
she needs an assistant because technical problems are core to everything we do, right? Every meeting has technology. We can do that. We can do that.
Yeah, because they can hear us. They can hear us in the Zoom,
Oh, uh-huh.
but the
I think we
public
have to do
here
that. We can do
cannot.
that.
There's no sound
We can.
at all.
This is a test for the call-in. Does anyone hear me? Does anyone hear me? Oh,
Hi, once again, this is TJ Knight, and I'm the acting executive officer for the Board of Public Works. And I'm speaking only to the Zoom participants. I do see a hand raised. Mona M. Mona M. Would you like to speak on public comment or one of our items this morning?
Yes, good morning. I would like to speak on public comment if I could, please.
Very good.
Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning. Glad
Yeah, I
that you
can
have all
see
your
something
technical
unplugged.
issues taken care of. Great
Actually,
to see you all.
we don't, but we have a
Get something
workaround.
unplugged.
So I'm going to
Wonderful.
see if this workaround works. Thank you, Mona. I see another hand raised, Marianne King. Marianne King, would you like to offer comment on any of our items this morning? Marianne, you should be receiving a pop-up asking you to unmute.
Hi, good morning. Yes, sorry, I don't have the item number offhand, but it's for the tree removal on Mayall and that neighborhood.
Yes, that is item 10.
Okay.
And you'd like to offer comment to? Okay. Thank you, Marianne. Would anyone else like to offer commentary on any of our agendized items or public comment this morning? Who is joining us via the virtual platform? And seeing no hands raised, I'm going to circle up with my commissioners, and we should get started in the next few minutes. Thank you.
Testing one. One. All right, now let's see if you guys hear this. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, they're going to need the outgoing.
Yeah.
The outgoing is what's going to send. We don't have to have microphones in the room, so you don't have to worry about feedback or anything. If you just push the outgoing up, they'll be getting it over USB.
Right, right. No, I. Hello? Hello? Why does that sound so weird? Or maybe it's just me in my head.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm talking. I am talking into my phone.
You guys ready over there? Testing 1, 2. You guys are getting it? 3, 4, 5. Okay, it looks like we have an actual Zoom setup.
Can we see their screen?
No, for Zoom we never see anything. Huh?
Check 1, 2, test 1, 2. Are you guys live on a meeting? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Good
Test
morning,
1, 2. I think.
I'm TJ Knight, Acting Executive Officer for the Board of Public Works. I apologize for some technical issues that we're experiencing this morning. I think we have a workaround.
Probably got it turned
No, I've got it turned down.
This morning to have our meeting go off. That involves a couple things.
Okay, hold on.
Most importantly is when staff presenters are up.
Give me 1
Hello? Can you hear
second.
me? You hear me?
Everyone in the
I'm trying
audience,
to talk.
please be as quiet as
I'm on the
possible
phone,
so we can all
and I'm
hear
making
you.
public comment.
The room does have good acoustics. Hopefully everyone can hear me now. But
And I have a lot to say.
may have, I'm going to encourage also the presenters to be as loud as possible, when you're making your staff presentation.
Hello?
Additionally, when we have our Zoom
Ding dong.
commenters, our folks who are online and commenting, I'm going to turn my phone volume up to 10 and hold my phone up, but I'm going to face it in the direction of the commissioners. But hopefully everyone in the room will be able to hear the Zoom commenters as well. Okay? Does that make sense? And we are, I do want to confirm that we are broadcasting via Zoom, that the microphones are picking up our voices and broadcasting them via Zoom, and we can hear
So he
folks
should be
via
able to
Zoom,
hear me
But I'm
now.
going to have to hold up my phone for that.
Okay, I hear someone talking.
And so
Okay,
we'll go
yeah.
ahead and get
So
started.
the gain is still being worked on, and echo cancellation still needs to be worked on. So you might be hearing some talk back. When you talk, you might be hearing yourself some. We still have to enable
Okay.
echo cancellation.
And just
but,
remember, commissioners, to
this is proof of concept that
to
the audio
press
path is
your
there.
microphone, even though you can't hear your voice when you're making a comment.
Oh, but Zoom people could.
They definitely can hear us. Yeah.
All right, all right.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay, I'm gonna do the best that I can. Can you guys hear me? All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. Mr. Knight?
Thank you, President Garcia. TJ Knight, Acting Executive Officer, taking role in establishing quorum. President Garcia,
Is she on the squawk box?
President Pro Tem Davis, Commissioner Corson, Commissioner Reyes are present. Vice President Villegas is out unexpectedly
Yeah,
today.
outgoing is
We're joined
on.
by City Attorney Representative Adina Hopenstan. Once again, I'm Acting Executive Officer TJ Knight. President Garcia, we have one speaker via the virtual platform under public comment. We have one speaker under item 10 on the virtual platform, and we have one speaker on item number 2 who is joining us here in person.
Okay. Just to confirm, we do have a general public comment via the virtual platform?
Yes, that is
Okay,
correct.
let's take that now.
Very well. And I'm turning my volume up, and we have commenter Mona M. Mona, go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
Good morning again, Commissioners. Thank you for taking my public comment. I would like to talk on 2 items. One is the Streets LA Boss Special Events Portal. It is still not running. It is defunct. You can get in, you can see the event details. The second piece of that is the Church of Scientology is continually closing the El Rafael Way since June 1st.
I think I can track this. Let the president use this, and then that will allow me to talk to you.
Actually, I like that because I can leave these on.
It's obvious that they are using the government process illegally and appropriately to get it defunct to back those street names. There's no reason that that road should be closed, and we're getting chased away. Every time we try and walk down the street, their security tells us we're not on the list, or tells us that we're not allowed to be there or unwanted.
Looks like we're good, Ms. Ben.
Hello? I'm here for public comment. I'd like to speak on all the items in general public comment.
Check 1 2. Test 1 2. We can hear you.
Who's doing that?
The engineer.
Hello?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Anyone there?
So I guess I'm good.
Oh, is
No, I
that going
apologize,
on?
Mona. There's some, it sounds like there's some interference or some folks who are tapping into our Zoom line, but I don't see their audio indicator registering. So I've paused your time, Mona. You do have 20 seconds left if you'd like to finish your comment.
No worries. I go ahead and yield back my time. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Mona.
I got what she wanted to.
And that concludes our public comment in the Zoom and in the room.
Okay, thank you for that. Public comments now officially closed. Thank you, everybody, for being so patient and flexible. We're having audio difficulties, as you can see. We're doing the best that we can so that we can move forward with the items. We will try, but if it gets really too cumbersome or too much, we might have to pause the meeting and either restart it, take items on Friday. Just because we want to make sure that everybody gets what they need. So we're going to keep going, and let's see how it just goes, okay? So again, thank you again for your flexibility. I hope everybody had coffee and is not hungry and is just ready to be here right now. Everybody could hear me, right? Okay. So let's move on to the approval of the minutes for Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. Is there a second to my motion to approve this item? Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Mr. Knight, there's a first by me and a second by Commissioner Corson to approve the minutes of Wednesday, July 10th, 2024.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on approval of minutes, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and this item is approved.
Okay, thank you for that. Moving us on to agenda item number 1. This is a bids request. This is a bid we will receive at 10 a.m. for the following public works project: Glendale Hyperion Complex of Bridges Phase 2 rebid, work order E 700067F. Estimate amount is undisclosed. Council District 4 and 13. And Mr. Castellanos is here to open bids this morning. Mr. Castellanos?
Thank you, Matthew. And the first bid this morning is from Stacy and Whitbeck Incorporated. Stacy and Whitbeck's total bid amount is $208,824,000 and $888. 208,824,888.
Were you guys able to hear that? Okay.
Sure. It's Stacy and Whitbeck Incorporated. STACY and WITBECK Incorporated. Second bid this morning is from Steve P. Rados Incorporated. Steve P. Rados Incorporated's total bid amount is $211,419,892. 211,419,892. And that's for Steve P. Rados Incorporated. And that concludes today's bid opening.
Thank you. Were you guys all able to hear that? They were here for the bid amounts? Okay. All right. Well, with that said, colleagues, is there a motion on the table to adopt these bids proposals? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Mr. Knight? I'm sorry. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Mr. Knight, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Commissioner Corson to approve and adopt today's bids.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on receipt, opening, and declaring forthwith
That's what it
the
is.
bid items today. Starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is moved forward forthwith.
All right, well, we got through that one. Thank you for that and being flexible. I hope everybody got their numbers. All right, moving us on to item number 2. Mr. Flamenco, there's 2 through 7. You want to take those together?
I believe there's a speaker card for item 2.
Yes, there is. But do you want to take them all together?
I think we should do item 2 separately, and then I can do 3 to 7.
Okay, sounds great. I like your voice. It's perfect for today. All right, let's take a public comment for item number 2. Oh, I'm sorry. I have it. Yeah. Sorry. It's a little loopy today. So I hope, everybody's kind of working with it. It's summer. So you'll get to go have fun after this. We have a public speaker card for Alla. Yes. Come on up, ma'am. It's also teacher voice today. So thank you.
Okay, I have quite a bit of voice. I am here representing the owner of the property, and I'm the manager and the wife of the of the property owner.
Okay.
Is there any way I can read the letter?
Sure.
On his behalf?
You have 2 minutes.
Okay.
Time.
Anything you want to.
Yes, I, Edward Kalajian, the owner of 3355 Northeastern Avenue, as a victim of numerous breaks-in, vandalism, fatal drug overdose, few shootings, illegal dumping, daily graffiti, non-stop homeless encampment, illegal drugs dealing, assault, destroying my property by using the side of the building as a toilet depository, dangerous individual gatherings in the alley, etc. I strongly object the Eastern Avenue project lighting because of the criminal activities that I mentioned above, not just happen during the night, but during the day, and nothing has stopped them or prevent them to do such activities. I have owned this property since 2013 and pleaded with our local officials on many, many occasions to help us to stop such activities and ongoing problems. However, nothing has been done to improve the situation. I'm in constant contact with communication with the local police department because of such unresolved and ongoing issues. I have pleaded with many times to help us solve the problems, and 11 years later we're still dealing with it, and there is nothing help from local government. It's not a lack of lights, it's a lack of leadership by our local government. There is no solutions by solving the crime, and installing lights will not prevent or improve any criminal activities. We must invest in the problem solving. This project is not a problem solving and will not help to stop criminals to do their daily activities. Furthermore, there is a few more objections below. Huge increase in
Ma'am,
property
thank you. Thank you.
especially now in such a
Thank you.
economic disaster.
Thank you.
Ruben,
Can I have this?
yeah, you can give it to the officer here. Ruben, do you mind after the give her your contact and have more conversation with her? Ma'am, if you can leave your contact information with TJ, and we'll make sure we'll get the Bureau of Street Lighting to contact you back.
Well, the above address is the contact.
Okay.
Husband and wife, so it's the same.
Okay.
It's fine.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out here today. Thank you.
And that concludes commentary on item number 2.
Got it. Item number 2 for public comments now officially closed. Moving on to item number 2. So you want to take 2 separately and then 3 to 7?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Flamenco.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. Item 2 pertains to the lighting district, which we are creating in conjunction with a Bureau of Engineering initiated streetscape enhancement project that proposes to install pedestrian lighting. There are 152 lights that are being proposed, 210 parcels that are being impacted. Ballots for item 2 were mailed on May 22nd, 2024. Ballots for item 2 must be received by the city clerk's office by next Tuesday, July 30th. We are requesting for the board to deny the protest. We are requesting for the board to adopt and forward item 2 forthwith to city council.
Okay. Did everybody hear that? Okay, good. All right. Any comments, questions?
I have some comments.
Can you just repeat the facts of how many lights, please?
Sure, there are 152 lights that are being proposed on this project, 210 parcels that are being impacted or included in the lighting district.
Got it. Okay. Dr. Davis.
Yes, in terms of the motion that you have presented, and I understand that the Bureau of Street Lighting has evaluated the need for this particular motion that you're bringing forth to us. I also wanted to address the issue of problem solving. We often have issues where multiple concerns come up on an issue that is presented. In this case, it appears that there is some concern about how we can resolve problems where other government agencies within the city have responsibility. For example, in terms of the homeless issue, we definitely have a very vibrant area of service being provided in the city of Los Angeles to help to limit, and we've experienced a decrease, for example, in the numbers of homelessness in the city in general. However, in particular, in terms of the motion we're talking about, my concern is that even though we're talking about street lighting, when these other issues come up, I'm concerned that the other areas of the city who provide these other alternative services that could help solve the problem, that we make sure that they are made aware. So in summary, I'm saying we, in this particular issue, should make sure that the Bureau of Sanitation is aware of some of the issues that have arisen in this case so that they can do what they do, and they have been doing successfully time and again, to help us decrease the numbers of, for example, homeless encampments, for example, which is one of the concerns that has been raised here. And if there are some other concerns that are raised that indirectly have been approached in this problem, I want to make sure that other city agencies are aware. In summary, I would say I wanted to know if the city council office in this area is aware of all of the details of the concerns that have been raised. Most of them are not street lighting issues directly, but I know that council offices, through their constituent services, have a very serious concern about making sure we resolve problems.
In response, Commissioner Davis, just again for clarity, this project is initiated by the Bureau of Engineering, not the Bureau of Street Lighting.
Oh, I see.
Yes, the city council has been heavily involved in this project. There's been several neighborhood council meetings that have taken place for the streetscape enhancement project because they're doing other street improvements besides street lighting. Again, it's not initiated by us, but what I will do is I'm going to contact the other city officials, Bureau of Engineering, Bureau of Sanitation, and have them contact this constituent so they can directly inform her of all of the improvements that are being proposed on this project. Lighting is just one aspect of the project.
Right. And we have, again, to your point, we have agencies who do this work.
Correct.
And even though it's not directly related to the motion being presented,
Okay, that's
we
fine.
have people who, within the city organization, have been resolving these problems. And so I appreciate to know that you are going to reach out to make sure that they are involved.
Yes, I will.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for that, Dr. Davis. Any other questions on item, Commissioner Cortez?
No.
Hang on. It's not public. You have your chance. Yeah, that's why we have your information, so we'll contact you on it. Oh, yes. Mr. Flamenco,
Yes.
were you still answering the question from Dr. Davis?
He answered it.
Okay.
Yes.
And I said, Commissioner Cortez, we're all good, everybody? Okay, following along. We do have IT here. Hopefully we can get this fixed soon. TJ, should we take about a break while he does this?
No, I would urge the commissioners and everyone to continue with the meeting. We have a workaround that seems to be working, so I'm not sure whether this will be addressed today.
All right. Any issues on item number 2? Any other questions? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 2 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Mr. Knight, is the first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Corson to move item number 2 forward and forthwith.
Very well, we'll take a roll call vote on item number 2, starting with you, Madam President. President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson. And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is approved. And we'll move forward forthwith. May I take a moment to make a brief announcement? If anyone cannot hear when a speaker is speaking, you may need to change where you're sitting. So we're not going to ask the speakers to repeat everything that they say a second time. If you can just move to be closer to where the speaker is. Thank you so much.
I'll raise my voice. Yes. Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. Items 3 to 6 pertain to lighting districts, which we are creating in conjunction with private development projects. Item 7 pertains to a lighting district, which we are creating in conjunction with a LAWA, Airports Initiative project, in relation to the LAX expansion project, which also proposes to install pedestrian lighting. Ballots for items 3 to 7 were mailed on May 22nd, 2024. Ballots for items 3 to 7 must be received by the city clerk's office by next Tuesday, July 30th. We have not received any objections to date on items 3 to 7. We are requesting for the board to adopt and forward items 3 to 7 forthwith to city council.
Very well, thank you for that. Colleagues, any questions? Any objections? Is there a motion on the table to move items 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Mr. Knight, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Dr. Davis to move items 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 forward and forthwith.
I'm so sorry. A first by Reyes and a second by Davis, is that correct? Thank you.
Correct. I can't.
And we'll take a roll call vote on items number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Davis, aye.
Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes. Items 3 through 7 are approved and will move forward forthwith.
Okay, very well. We got through 4 items, you guys. All right, moving on. Thank you, Mr. Flamenco. Moving us on to item number 4. I'm sorry, not 4. We are on item number 8. This is a request from the Bureau of Engineering in Council District 7 for a construction order, Glen Oaks Boulevard, 10810, slope mitigation project, recommending the board to, 1, approve a construction order for the Glen Oaks Boulevard mitigation project to Mike Pilrich and Sons in the amount of $1,562,157 with a not to exceed limit of $1,874,588, including contingency. And 2, authorize the president or 2 members of the board to execute the construction order after approval as to form has been obtained from the city attorney. And we have here, I don't have your name on here. Oh, Ms. Lee. Ms. Lee, hi, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
My name is Kristen Lai. I'm with the Bureau of Engineering, Geotechnical Engineering Division. As President Garcia noted, this report is for the award of the Glen Oaks Boulevard 10810 slope mitigation project to a contractor on our emergency
I'll think about it.
pre-qualified on-call geotechnical structural construction services list. As you know, the Bureau of Engineering administers the emergency pre-qualified on-call, or PQOC, geotechnical structural contractors list to provide urgent necessity and emergency geotechnical structural construction services on public works projects. On December 13th, 2023, the board approved the 2024 to 2029 emergency PQOC list of 6 qualified contractors and authorized the city engineer to transmit and execute contract agreements, as shown in transmittal number 1 of the report. The current term of the contracts is set for 5 years, and they will expire on January 2nd, 2029. There is an urgent need to mitigate falling debris along a 600 linear foot portion of Glen Oaks Boulevard. At this location, Glen Oaks Boulevard is bordered by a steep ascending slope that is prone to erosion, resulting in soil and debris falling onto the sidewalk and roadway. This project involves the construction of a new debris barrier wall to keep soil and debris from falling onto the sidewalk and roadway. The scope of work will consist of removing the accumulated soft material at the toe of the slope, scaling the slope surface, and constructing a 600 linear foot bulkhead debris barrier consisting of 76 cast and drilled hole piles with steel I-beams encased in concrete and 450 precast concrete lagging panels with a colored architectural finish. The project will also remove and replace approximately 600 linear feet of concrete sidewalk and place erosion control hydro seed on the slope surface. On May 9th, bids for the project were solicited from contractors on the emergency PQOC list. On May 29th, 2024, 4 bids were received at the board, of which Mike Perlich & Sons was the low bidder. Mike Perlich & Sons bid in the amount of $1,562,158 was 20.4% below the city engineer's estimate of $1,962,560. Staff recommends that the board approve and execute a construction order for the project with Mike Perlich & Sons in the amount of $1,562,157 with a not to exceed amount of $1,874,588, including contingency. Funding for the project in the amount of $1,874,588 is available in the SB1 Roads Maintenance Rehabilitation Fund, Measure M Local Return Fund, and Measure R Local Return Fund. This concludes my presentation for the board report, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you for using your loud voice. I was definitely able to hear you. I hope everybody was able to hear her. We do have support now, yay! And hopefully we can get this problem fixed soon. But for now, I hope everybody heard Ms. Lee here. Any questions, colleagues, on this item? Hearing none. Any objections? Hearing none. What's your cross street, Glen Oaks, and what other street?
I'd have to get back to you on the exact location. It's
Okay, I know it's in Council District 7. I'm still, my package is still trying to load up, so I'm trying to find out what's the street there.
Yeah, I can look it up.
Okay.
The nearest cross street is Glen Oaks and Osborne, kind of near the 118 freeway.
Okay. Okay. All right, I don't have any objections on this item. Is there a second to my motion to approve item number 8? Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Mr. Knight, there's a first by me and a second by Commissioner Corson to move item number 8 forward and forthwith.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on item number 8, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
Commissioner Corsant.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes. All ayes. And for the record, Commissioner and President Pro Tem Davis, he votes aye. I apologize, we're experiencing some technical issues. So the approval is unanimous and we'll move forward forthwith.
Okay, very well. Thank you so much, Ms. Neep. Item has been approved. All right, colleagues, moving us on to item number 9. This is a request from the Bureau of Sanitation for a sole in all council districts for a sole source task order solicitation. Larry Walker Associates, Stantec Consulting Services, TRC Solutions, Carollo Engineers, Tetra Tech Inc., AECOM Technical Services, and CDM Smith Inc. And Ms. Lanton, good to see you. There is a lot of recommendations here, so I am going to turn this over to you so that I can hear your loud teacher voice.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Ooh, you're going to have, we're going to have to hear you.
Nancy Lanton from LA Sanitation and Environment. We are here for you with this order report to request for authority to issue sole source task orders to Larry Walker, Stantec, TRC Solutions, Carollo Engineers, Tetra Tech, AECOM, and CDM Smith to provide as-needed planning and technical support services for LA Sanitation's current pre-qualified on-call list. As a background on LA...
Can you also speak in the microphone? I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it's kind of unusual. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Oh, hopefully
Yes, now,
the
now
audience
it's
can hear
perfect.
me.
Yeah.
A little background on do you want me to start all over, TJ?
No, no.
A little background on LA Sanitation's on-call list. Currently, LA Sanitation has a new on-call, pre-qualified on-call list for technical and support services. These new contracts were executed by the board on July 1st, 2024. Previously, we had a set of on-call contracts that had been in place for 10 years. It was initially executed in 2014 with 25 consultants. In 2019, the board executed an amendment to extend for another 5 years, and those contracts did expire this Monday, July 22nd, 2024. We since issued a new request for qualifications, went out to bid, awarded new contracts to 31 consultants. So we do have a new list of 31 consultants. These current consultants, the 7 of them, are on our new list as well. So as we face regulatory challenges in sanitation, we need specialized expertise. This is LA Sanitation's main on-call consultant list that we use throughout all of our programs. Therefore, that's why it's called Technical and Support Services. So we do have identified 17 priority task orders under these 7 consultants to be able to continue these work orders and onto the new list. These current task orders do all have an urgent need to continue with our specialized and uninterrupted services to grant LA Sanitation the time necessary to release new task orders onto our new list of 31 consultants. These task orders will have a notice to proceed date of when, if the board approves this, up to January 31st, 2025. So it's only for a period of 6 months to allow us time to issue new task orders onto the full list of 31 consultants. It's important to note that these 7 task orders utilize funds from the old task orders, and they're just carryover funds. There is no new funding that's being requested for these task orders. And if I may, I would like to go through each of them very briefly on the scope of each one. The first one with Larry Walker and Associates is to continue to ensure compliance with all of our monitoring and reporting requirements under our municipal separate storm sewer systems MS4 permit. Larry Walker will also continue to ensure continuation of our specialized and expert regulatory services and compliance with the Regional Water Quality Board schedule to meet its required deadlines. Larry Walker will also continue to provide our environmental review support to complete our program environmental impact report under the CEQA requirements for our proposed comprehensive plastics reduction program. The next consultant is Stantec Consulting Services. Stantec will continue to implement our existing state and federal funded brownfields projects and will be continuing their required sampling activities of all of our affordable housing priority projects. The next one is with TRC Solutions. That is to continue our legally mandated chemical and biological tasks that require specialized training and required chemical analyses. The next one is with Carollo Engineers. Carollo Engineers will continue our various program management support services through all of our programs in sanitation. The first program is our Hyperion 2035 program planning and management support. We are required to complete a required feasibility study for the Bureau of Reclamation Water Smart Planning Grant that is due this October and November of 2024. We are also required to complete the Hyperion 2035 concept design report, which is also required for the Bureau of Reclamation Water Smart Planning Grant, which is due this October, November 24. Under our Safe Clean Water program, we have a feasibility study that we need to ensure that the city is competitive in maximizing its appropriation of funding from the county. Under our Safe Clean Water report, we also have program management support activities that ensures that LA-SAN can meet all of the county's active adaptive management requirements. And it's crucial that we continue this program management support. We need to have effective planning of our capital improvement programs and diligent management and oversight of the city's municipality and regionally funded Safe Clean Water projects. Under the Safe Clean program, we also need engagement and community outreach support for our continuing construction projects. And then under Safe Clean Water program, we also need to complete phase 2 project tracking and program planning to ensure that we meet all of our fiscal year 2025 budget requests and projects. The next project is our DC Tillman Advanced Water Purification Facility. We need to continue our program management, our technical outreach and contract administration support at the plant, so who are familiar with the DCT's final design phase, which will begin construction this October 2024. The next one is our solid resources rate adjustment analysis. We need to complete a rate study for the solid resources fee, the extra capacity fee, and bulky item fee, which have remained constant over the years. As per council direction, we need to report on the fee studies and any recommendations related to actions necessary to preserve our rate structure. And the last Carollo one is our Honeywell distributed control systems support. We need to properly maintain the Honeywell Experian Process Knowledge System, and LA Sanitation is required to have experienced Honeywell staff to provide those services to our operating systems. The next one is with Tetra Tech. This is for our community involvement and outreach support services. We need to continue stakeholder engagement and outreach needs for clean water infrastructure construction-related projects, and we need that outreach support for the residents affected by the sewer service rate increase. And the last two under Carollo is to complete work at our Hyperion treatment plant. One is for AECOM Technical Services to complete the HWRP-wide resiliency and vulnerability assessments at the plant. And with CDM Smith is to complete the Hyperion Pipe Gallery's integrity and resiliency assessments. And that's the project. In terms of business inclusion program, when these original task orders were issued, they were subject to all the BIP requirements with setting anticipated sub-consultant participation levels with 18% MBE, 4% WBE, 25% SBE, 8% EBE, and 3% DVBE. Project managers are continuing to track and monitor the consultant's performance and their subcontractor utilization. The scope for all of these task orders are not changing from any of the original scope that was released on the original list of consultants. As far as funding, the total funding will be identified at the time of approval of the TOS. Because of the nature of these projects, there is various funding resources that may include but not limited to the Stormwater Pollution Abatement Fund, our Sewer Operation Maintenance Fund, Integrated Solid Waste Management Fund, our Safe Clean Water Municipal Fund, and our Solid Resources Revenue Fund. And that concludes my staff report. I'll be happy to take any questions. I do have our project managers here who are responsible for the project if you have any specific questions on each of these projects.
No problem with that. And thank you for being so adaptable on today's multiple technical issues that we have going on. I have tea back there if you want some. With so much of using your voice today. All right, colleagues, any questions on item number 9? There's quite a few here happening. Commissioner Reyes?
Just for the public's edification, we are continuing these sole source contracts, 7 of them, as a stopgap for the work that the core work that they are continuing, and that will last through January of 2025, and that will stop there, where then our TOS process will take over. Is that correct?
That is correct. We are starting the TOS process now
Okay.
so that we will be able to execute new task orders.
And they're using the current budget that they have that we have for these 7 contracts.
For the new TOSes,
Yes,
we will have we may have.
you will have additional ones. Okay, thank you. I just want that to be clarified.
Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Commissioner, Dr. Davis, you have questions?
No,
No?
I just.
That's okay. Commissioner Corson?
Thank you. So the funding that is listed here, the expenditures, that's for between now and the end of January?
Yes.
And there is no status on like what, so these are all projects that are going to continue after January?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 2 on the list, the last 2 Hyperion. Those are just completions of studies of the Hyperion plant, so those 2 are ending. The rest of them are continuing ongoing work because of the nature of the activity. We do plan to issue these TOSes.
Do you expect to bring it back in January in the same format where all 7 are on the same agenda item?
No,
Okay.
they'll be brand new TOSes, and we'll describe the selection process on those. Release new TOS to with our regular recommendation to the board to award the brand new TOS.
Just in general, I know it's a lot of work. I don't like to see so many tosses listed on one agenda item. I know we get to sit here and I get to feel special, but I'm not as smart as I look. And it's a lot to go through, and it can be confusing and overwhelming. And if it's confusing and overwhelming for me, if anyone in the public, which we know we don't always assume that's what happens, looks it up, I want it to be easily accessible and transparent as possible. So even if we do it like our streetlight assessments where we take them all up at once, I'd prefer to see them as separate agenda items going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Any other questions? Any objections, though? Okay. I don't have, just to confirm and just clarify, these are like work that has already started and we just need to close it up, finish it up, and we're giving them an extension up to January 1st, right? Of 2025?
Yes, January 31st.
And the amounts here, those amounts like Corollo or who's the other one here? Larry Walker and so forth, those are new funding that they will receive, or this is just a continuation from what they had?
It's just a continuation of what they got. So
Okay.
all these TOSes were awarded through our process of awarding a TOS, and we just carried over the funding that was not utilized from the old TOS.
Okay, that makes sense. And so when are you coming for the new, to create the new list?
We have a new list. We're going to, for each of these projects, at least 15 of them, 2 of them are ending. We're going to go through the process of releasing a brand new TOS, go through the process of
Okay.
evaluating proposals, and going to the board individually for each one that will need a brand new toss.
Got it. Okay, so we already approved this list
Yes.
sometime.
Yes, that's the list, the new list of 31.
Yeah.
You approved it in March, and we got the contract signed in July.
Okay. March. Okay. I remember now.
The list is up and running. We're ready to go and issue new tosses.
Understood. Okay. All right. I don't have any issues with this item. Colleagues, any objections? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 9 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Ms. Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll take Commissioner Corson and Dr. Davis. Mr. Knight, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Dr. Davis and Commissioner Corson to move item number 9 forward and forthwith.
Very well. We'll take roll call vote on approval of item number 9, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes. All ayes. Item number 9 is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Very well. Thank you so much, Ms. Lanton, for your strong voice today. Have a good rest of the day. All right, colleagues, moving us on to item number 10. This is a request from the Bureau of Street Services in Council District 12 for a tree removal at 18700 Block West Mile Avenue and adjacent streets. Recommending the board to, 1, determine that the sidewalk repair project at 81717 West Mile Street and North Yolanda Avenue, can we,
Cut the noise down.
I know we're very sensitive about a hearing today, so if we can just get them all out, thank you very much. All right. Okay, thank you. Recommending the board to, 1, determine that the sidewalk repair project, oh, that sounds like our microphones are working.
They are.
Yay.
Back on again.
All right.
Awesome.
No? Oh, don't get too excited. Okay, got it. Determine that the sidewalk repair project 18717 West Mile Street on North Yolanda Avenue, 10100, 10108, 10122, and 10155 North Gladbeck Avenue in 10132 and 10147 North Yolanda Avenue is exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to state CEQA guidelines, Article 19, Section 15301C, existing facilities, and Section 15332, infill development projects, and Los Angeles CEQA guidelines, Article 3, Section 1, Class 1, existing facilities, Category 3, and none of the limitations set forth in state CEQA guidelines 15300.2 apply. 2, concur with the Bureau of Engineering's approval of the project. 3, approve the removal of 7 Cannery Island pine trees for the reconstruction of an inaccessible sidewalk and tree replacements. And 4, direct the Bureau of Engineering that a notice of exemption be filed with the State Office of Planning and Research and the Los Angeles County Clerk. We have this item presented by the Bureau of Street Services. Mr. Ramirez, you're here on this item? Okay,
We do have a speaker card on this item as
we
well.
do. Okay, let's take a public comment. Mr. Ramirez, one moment.
And our speaker is on Zoom, Marianne King. You have 2 minutes to offer your commentary. Go ahead. And thank you, Marianne. And that concludes commentary on item number 10.
Thank you for that. Public comment for item number 9 is now officially closed. Mr. Ramirez, good morning.
Good
I
morning.
think we're still a good morning here.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I think you still have to use your big voice.
My outdoor voice.
Yes,
Okay, I was
please.
preparing to use my outdoor voice here.
This is when you're like outside looking at the tree voice, you know, like, don't cut that one.
So good morning, commissioners. I'm Brian Ramirez with Streets LA. What we bring before you today is a request for this board to concur with a sidewalk repair project and approve the removal of 7 Canary Island pine trees for the reconstruction of the non-ADA compliant public sidewalk. This request is part of the citywide sidewalk repair program. This is a package within that program. It's BOE 68. It's along the 18,700 block and adjacent streets within Council District 12. The sidewalk, curb, and gutter are severely disrupted in this area and they require repair. There are 7 Canary Island pine trees that will be severely impacted, requiring removal. Within that scope or neighborhood, which encompasses several streets, there are a total of 58 trees. Again, within there, it was initially thought that there was going to be 35 tree removals within this area, and as many as 35 trees were projected to be impacted, and 28 trees might have required removal. As for the preservation alternatives that the Bureau sought, in order to minimize the environmental impact and limit the quantity of tree removals, Urban Forestry, alongside with the Bureau of Engineering, we met several times on site throughout June 9th, 2023 to July 3rd, 2024, on numerous occasions to discuss possible design alternatives, looking at each tree and what can be done to preserve the tree by implementing design alternatives. The 7 subject trees are in good condition, but it was determined that those 7 Canary Island pines were not candidates for preservation due to the impact that they would sustain. Many of them showed elevated root plates, a lot of displacement, and alternatives were not possible for them. So the subject trees measure approximately 24 to 36 inches in diameter at standard height by approximately 65 to 70 feet in height. So they are large trees, and they are growing in 4 to 5 foot parkways, which is the conflict. Such large trees would have required a substantially larger amount of soil volume and created to the displacement of the sidewalk. So thank you. If approved, these trees, they shall be replaced with a total of 14 24-inch box-sized trees, not just crepe myrtles, but we're also installing desert willow trees. So a total of 6 crepe myrtles and 8 desert willow trees will be planted. The species selection is consistent with the parkway size available, and it's expected that these trees are a lot more suitable for that growing space and will not contribute to future displacement in the future. These trees will be watered and maintained throughout their establishment for a minimum 5-year period by Streets LA. As for the noticing, Council District 12, the Community Forest Advisory Committee, and the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment were notified of the tree removal request. The tree removals were also posted on the website for the tree removal notification system. The project is exempt from CEQA pursuant to the Public Resources Code section 20180.25. The project will comply with the Sidewalk Repair Program mandatory project features policy, and upon approval, BOE will file the notice of exemption with the State Office of Planning and Research, and the Los Angeles County Clerk. This concludes my presentation, and I am available for any questions that the board may have at this time.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Mr. Ramirez. I appreciate your report. Any questions, colleagues? None. I have one question. Is it normal practice that we file an exemption with the State of Office of Planning and Research? Is it normal practice?
It is a normal practice, yes.
Oh, okay. That's kind of the first time I've seen it. And just to confirm, this is part of the Willits settlement? This is going to be part of the Willits settlement? I believe so, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so just to confirm, the way that this gets prompted is because somebody with mobility issues called in and requested that this to be repaired, correct?
Correct. And I have a Bureau of Engineering representative here to assist.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. You're going to have to use your loud voice too.
Oh, I do? Okay, sorry. Omar Brace.
Can't tell no more.
Bureau of Engineering, Sidewalk Division. Yes, to answer your question, yes, that would be Willis settlement. And also this was one large access request that was submitted, and that encompasses, that's what the project is at this time.
Okay, I appreciate that. And what is the stretch that the sidewalk repair is going to be fixed? What's the
Here, I have some notes on that. The stretches from the area that encompasses is Yolanda Street, Mayo, Gladbeck, Lamarche, and Viking.
like a mile?
Yeah, it's about approximately 1 mile of sidewalk on both
Okay.
sides.
Okay. So my understanding is that we were able to save quite a few trees from this, right?
Definitely. We did a lot of iteration of designs, different types of alternatives. We looked at ramping and also narrowing the sidewalks, which we did. But for some of these trees that he mentioned, that wasn't a possibility.
I agree. So I know it's always very hard when we go through this, but I just want to confirm that this is from the Willits, and this was prompted because somebody with mobility disability was not able to go through that sidewalk because of the branches that and the damage that the sidewalks had endure, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, unless there's any objections, hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 10 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Mr. Knight, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Corson to move item number 10 forward and forthwith.
Very well. We will take a roll call vote on item number 10, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson. And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Thank you so much to both of you, Mr. Ramirez and the Bureau of Engineering, for working together on this sidewalk, and look forward to having accessibility now there.
Great.
Thank you. Have a good rest of the day, and thank you for being so flexible today. Moving us on to item number 11. This is a request in Council District 13 by the Bureau of Engineering. Revised funding table, Avon Park Terrace Bulkhead Project. Recommending the board to, one, authorize a change to the funding sources for the project as shown in the table. We have a table here that amounts to $1,284,852. And Ms. Lee, you're here on this item? Welcome back. Try to put, I don't know if it works. Hello.
So the microphone on the podium is not broadcasting here in the room. We do have a workaround for the commissioner's microphone, but unfortunately the workaround doesn't include the podium microphone. So although you can't hear yourself being broadcast in the room, they can hear you on the Zoom platform.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, Ms. Lee?
As President Garcia mentioned, this motion is for the Avon Park Terrace 1431 to 1461 bulkhead project. On April 3rd, 2024, the board executed a construction order with M. Ladden Buntich Construction Company in the amount of $1,070,710 with a not to exceed limit of $1,284,852, including contingency. The board report approved on April 3rd, 2024 indicated funding for the project in the amount of $795,146.38 was available in the SB1 Road Maintenance and Rehabilitation Fund, and the additional funding in the amount of $705.62 was to be transferred into the existing project account once City Council approved the fourth construction projects report. After the approval of the fourth construction progress report, or CPR, a separate appropriation account was established for the additional funding. Thus, the project funding needs to be updated as shown in the table. This motion is to request that the board authorize the change to the funding sources for the project as shown in the table. This concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Very well, thank you for that. Any questions, colleagues? Hearing none. Any objections? Seeing none. Is there a motion on the table to move item number 11 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Commissioner Reyes. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Mr. Knight, there's a first by Commissioner Reyes and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 11 forward and forthwith.
Very well, we'll take a roll call vote on item number 11, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson. Aye. And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is approved forthwith.
Very well. Thank you so much, Ms. Lee. Have a good rest of the day, and thank you for being flexible. All right, Mr. Guerrero, welcome. Item number 12. This is an oral report by the Bureau of Engineering on Sewer 7 update. Thank you for hanging in there.
No problem. We're almost there. We're almost there. Good morning. It's still morning, right? Good morning.
Yes, still, I know it's like a loopy day today, but it's still morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. So, yes, my name is Christian Guerrero, and I'm with the Bureau of Engineering Wastewater Conveyance Construction Division. And I'm here to present the semi-annual report for the Sewer 7 program and the project status as of June 30th of this year. So going through the summary page, which is the second page of this document, I'll just go over some important statistics on the Sewer 7 program that I'll highlight for you today. The contract started on March 23rd, 2022, and it expires on March 22nd, 2027. And the current time expended on this contract is 45%. And looking to the bottom of the summary sheet at the table, we show a number of projects, and I'll just go through them real quick. We've completed, as of end of June, 404 projects. Currently in construction, we have 16 projects. We've completed one design project, and we have 2 projects currently in design, and we have 6 projects pending design. We have canceled, transfer, or on hold currently 56 projects. We have 3 contractors assigned to the Sewer 7 contract: Matthew and Stewart Company, M&R Construction, and Tomovich and Associates. And some numbers for construction orders issued. Among these 3 contractors, we've issued 420 construction orders, and we've completed 404 construction orders. This has amounted to a total of $25,614,892.56 to as of June 30th. The total contract ceiling budget is $45 million, and we've expended to date an amount of 56.92%. That is a little bit over 10% of the expended time, which is 45%. We've been pretty consistent. Looking at the last semi-annual report I did back in December, we were at about 11% expended over the expended time, and it went down by about 1% these last 6 months. And just wanted to give you a little more information. We anticipate that expended amount budget to go lower in these next 6 months because looking at, and I can direct you to page, going to page 12 of the document, you'll see there are several projects on hold by Bureau of Sanitation. And these projects are probably not going to be kicked back up until the end of this year, close to the end of this year. So the budget expended on this contract should be going lower. I'm anticipating for the next 6 months. And so we don't anticipate needing to request an increase in the total $45 million budget that the program has currently, but we will also keep monitoring that towards this next 6 months and going into the next year.
Okay. Just to confirm, you said that you expect the increase, right?
we're expecting a decrease.
A decrease, got it. Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, and that is because there's several projects on hold, put on hold by Bureau of Sanitation, and those will be on hold probably till the end of this year.
Okay, is there a reason why they're on hold?
Currently, LA Sanitation is looking into getting additional funding for these projects. So we are currently holding on issuing any of these jobs. We're concentrating more on emergency projects, more urgent necessity type projects that they can use the budget that they currently have now to complete those types of projects. And they're anticipating the budget increase will be resolved by the end of this year, towards November, December, when then in turn things will kind of kick back into gear.
Okay, understood. All right, any questions, colleagues? Hearing none. Commissioner Reyes, you're okay with this?
No, I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
just looking at the numbers.
Okay. All right, Mr. Guerrero, thank you so much for your time this morning, and we accept your oral report on the sewers update 7. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
You too. Thank you for being flexible again.
Thank you.
Mr. Knight, does that end our voting items for today?
Yes, it does, Madam President.
Yes, it does. Colleagues, it's 11:26 and this meeting's officially adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for being so flexible, everyone. It was